Hello guys, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to do this quick live here and connect with you guys and talk about entering the state of flow and the state of progression and the state of emulation and the state where you don't feel like anything is a challenger or an obstacle or some form of negative reinforcement within your realities. So having that state of flow allows you to keep progressing on the state of manifestation, of the state of attraction, of a state of where you are aligning to your truest desires and your purified desires as you are going for them. So the desires don't feel like they're far away from you, but they are becoming yourself, and you're living inside of those desires. You're tapping into those personality traits that are allowing you to see who you really are and see what you want to become in this moment. So understanding that is that when you enter that state of flow, when you enter that state of progression, when you enter that state of example, emulation, radiance, you allow yourself to not stop the flow because there is no resistance. There is no resistance to the flow of energy, to the flow of attracting your dreams and your desires. So everything seems as if you're tapping into it, that you're the activation of it, and that everything is transforming you to find that inside of yourself and to radiate that within yourself and to always choose to continue no matter what presents itself, because you are not looking for the excitement. The excitement is you, and you don't have to look for the excitement. So you're following your highest alignment and your highest excitement to the point where you don't look at the outcome of the situation, of how you're manifesting, of how you're trying to attract what is in your life. So meaning that your thoughts, your emotions, and your guidance system are letting you know that every time that you think small, that you think unworthy, that you think limited, that triggers something within you that lets you know whatever you're perceiving, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're doing in this moment is not in your vibrational alignment. So therefore, then we get to choose our thoughts. We get to choose our freedom. We get to have the perception and the awareness that dawns on us that gives us that epiphany of self-realization. And then when you have that self-realization within yourself, then you start to act on stuff. Then you go on the breadcrumb trail of excitement. And then you're attuning to your energies, meaning that you're attuning to the energies of prosperity, meaning that you're attuning to the energies of empowerment, of motivation within yourself, a deep faith within yourself that's rooted in conviction only, meaning that the conviction allows you to see what's inside of your heart, what you want to reflect back into that mirrorization of reality. You're the reflection of reality, you're the demonstration of reality. And you're just setting the example and the bar really high so that you don't put a ceiling over yourself and how much you can tap into oneself. Meaning that there is not a ceiling to what you want to do. Meaning the things that you want to do are not far away from you. The actions are not far away from you. And you don't have to see what is around you to make it a reality. So you're based on being the non-physical and blending it with the physical. And you're not being led by sight, you're being led by faith. So it's kind of like this question, I think is very good question. Can you expand your sense of self after increasing conviction? The conviction activates the sense of self, meaning it activates the faith within yourself, which gives you the state of being to carry that weight, to carry the weight of the world while you're not feeling weighted down. Meaning that the conviction allows you to expand your faith within yourself, to follow yourself's truest alignment, your truest desire, the parallel realities and the personalities that correlate with your emotional guidance system, meaning that you are changing the causes and effects, the output and the input, and what you're attracting to yourself, which could be your thoughts. So you're not negating or second guessing or limiting the self, meaning that you have accept yourself in this moment. You've accepted yourself. It means that you are yourself, and it means that's what you're projecting always, meaning that you have already increased the self already. You've increased the spiritual mass. You've increased the validity inside of yourself. So many people are ascending at this time and coming from the standpoint of what's been given to them. Now, to increase this and to make it more powerful and more palpable and more malleable is to be stretched past your comfort zone to the point where you don't have a comfort zone. meaning that the comfort zone isn't your crutch, meaning the comfort zone isn't keeping you limited, keeping you stuck, keeping you progressing with the same patterns. So now you don't see the challenges, or you don't see the excitement or the spontaneous nature of life happening as a strange occurrence anymore. Meaning that life happens to you, but you're having your way with life instead of life having its way with you. And most of the time, human beings have this sense of life having its way with them and beating them down. Instead, have your way with life. Make your own way, pave your own path, be an immovable force, and always ask for the most out of yourself and out of others, and don't dwell yourself in expectations that limit you. So understand that when you include that faith in yourself, then nothing can change that. Nothing can change the vibrancy. Nothing can change the understanding that you have already. Meaning that nothing comes within your space of infiltration. It means that you're an impenetrable awareness that doesn't allow anything to come in from outside forces, meaning the force is aligned with its Shekinah glory, meaning it's coming from a great place. When you come from that place only, when you only emanate from that space, when you only come from that space of awareness, the awareness cannot be distorted or illumined in any other way. So this is a full balance of continuity. It means that you have the utmost faith in yourself. It means you have the conviction that carries you, and that the empowerment is getting past your motivations of what you think the empowerment is. It means it's an ongoing progression of how you enter the flow state, meaning flowing with life, going with life, being on that accelerated path, so that every time that you continuously go along the journey, there is a constant stream of consciousness, there's a constant stream of that current, of that river of source, and it penetrates everything that tries to go through it, because tsunamis are very powerful. Water is very powerful. That's why the water puts out the fire. You can have a bunch of fire, you can be very feisty, you can be very impatient with yourself. But it does not mean that you just go and do that all the time. But the fire gives you the passion. But the water kind of cools everything down so that you can have fluidity within yourself. So fluidity and flow and progression, if you have too much fire, then your ass is going to get burnt. But if you have just enough balance of fire, passion, and that sense of being cool, that sense of coolness, that sense of validity and fluidity and flow within yourself. So the journey of growth does not mean that you become arrogant or that you only think of yourself or you only think of your highest vibration, but you're thinking that of the world and changing your projections of how you're sending that energy back out everywhere. Meaning that the way that you project, the way that you attract, the way that you manifest, the way that you gather your will as a whole changes the narrative and the creation and the theme of your life of what you're attracting. So entering the flow state, it means that it does not stop. That means that you're accepting infinity, that you're accepting yourself, that you're accepting the very fact that you've embraced the higher self fully and allowing the higher self to just guide you with that obedience, becoming God. So every time that you align more and more with the higher self, you're allowing the obedience of the manifestation of life, becoming God, appearing as the appearance of light, as the appearance of awareness, and allowing yourself to see that the light is the appearance of all manifestation, intentions, law of attraction, law of subtraction, and adding things within your space so that you're able to multiply from that moment, which is flow. That's the transfiguration of the soul, meaning that you fully embrace the light and the dark within yourself so that it is pure. The masculinity and femininity is pure. Means that there is authority inside of you, means that there is awareness inside of you. Meaning that the exact opposite will always leave you limited when you're thinking of being unworthy, or you're thinking of lack, or you're thinking of a lack of drive or awareness or faith within oneself. So every time that you do that and you just snap out of it and you don't adopt it and indoctrinate yourself with that belief system, you develop new belief systems, you develop new emotions, you develop new thoughts because you're generating a new meaning. Tony Robbins says this thing, You have to generate emotions and meanings. So what does it mean to understand yourself? What does it mean to have the emotions that are going to support you and are going to enable you to do better, not keep you at a certain point? Meaning that you have to give more meaning and more depth and more flavor to your life, and the way that you explain your life, and the way that you go about life, and the way that you channel your prosperous energy. Meaning being prophetic is meaning to prophesy. So when you allow yourself to prophesy, it allows you in this moment to predict your own future without knowing the outcome, without worrying about the outcome, without having anxiety about the outcome, without having failed emotions about the outcome, without having any negativity come within the space, and you're just like Captain America's shield, and you just obliterate that thought or obliterate that personality trait, and you completely, distinctively deflect that shit. It's gone. So meaning that you're not adopting the human conditioning. It means you've transcended the human conditioning so that you're able to have a sense of self, a sense of self-worth, a sense of understanding within yourself, a sense and sensibility. That you're activating the senses of perception, but your perceptions are generating different illusions. And your illusions are manifesting inside of your creations, meaning that your creations inside of your own creations are generating manifestations of existence. I know that seemed like a lot right there. It's only as interesting and as real and as valid as you make it, as you make your creation, as you make your life, as you make yourself attract everything inside of yourself. Meaning that you always have that underlying faith within oneself that everything happens according to my divine standpoint. It always happens. It always falls into place. I summon the divine within myself so that I can remain within the flow state of creation. And if you always see your life like that, if you always see creation like that, if you always see how you create deliberately as activating the sense of self and the sense of self-worth and the sense of love and conviction within yourself, that means you will always embrace who you are in every single moment. Meaning that there won't be a moment that you don't feel flow, that you don't feel accelerated, that you don't feel happy or fulfilled or alive. Meaning that you're giving the choice in giving back to your creation and allowing it to overwhelm your preferences and your presence. So when you allow yourself to do this, you live by preference, you live by expression, you only live by the truth of what you're creating. And when you do this, your life opens up in a very big, beautiful picture. It means that you sense and know who you are in this moment. You know what the portrait looks like. You know what the appearances look like. You know what the thoughts are going to be. You already know what has been experienced in all of your experiences. So if you have experienced that already, which you already have, it means that nothing can leave you feeling naive. It doesn't make you feel like you're a chicken with its head cut off. It doesn't make you feel lost, or it doesn't make you feel like you're tempted by the fates of the world, meaning that you don't get tempted by that. And you don't fall back into the same patterns, and you don't fall back into what seems normal, what seems comfortable, because your comfort zone is not there anymore, and you always embrace the stretching zone, which takes you to the next level of entering that flow state. It means that there is no comfort zone, there is no panic zone, because you have organically accepted God, and there's no need to panic. So when you have that within your repertoire, within your spiritual tool belt, you'll allow yourself to do this all the time. To see that entering the flow state is using the flow state to your benefit and manipulating the energy around you. Meaning that every appearance that you generate, even other humans, are just appearances and illusions. So if you want different relationships, different friendships, different job, different life, you have to almost place your desired reality in the past, or you have to place it within the present. It doesn't matter which one you do. But simultaneity, past, future, and present, will allow you to have that sense of understanding and that sense of being cerebral and being epic in every creation that you immerse yourself in. Every time that you immerse yourself into another creation, it's a totally different experience than what you just had. Meaning experientially, we're always in an ongoing progression of who we are. So no matter what happens in your life, no matter what happens, you stay within the flow state of creation. Meaning that you don't have to assume a position anymore. Means that you don't have to assume yourself to be a thought. It does not mean that you are this person right now, and it doesn't mean that you're hearing my voice even, because that's an illusion itself. And even you putting like your hand up to your face, or my camera stand almost falling over, just because you put your hand up to your face doesn't mean that that's real either. So reality is as real as you make it. That's how real reality can be for you. It's as real as you make it, and it's as real as you speak into awareness. It's as real as you feel, and it's as real as you gain your will inside of yourself and you bring it all together in this beautiful combination of energy. And that sense of feeling, and that sense of structure, and that sense of validity, and that sense of conviction within yourself to mass produce an appearance, a portrait, a set of actions and experiences and emotions that are in deep correlation with what you want to bring inside of this reality. Meaning entering the flow state, it never stops. It keeps going. It never quits. It never takes a break, because God doesn't do that. So meaning, when you enter the flow state, it will make you feel like you're on the roller coaster, but you're absolutely calm. You'll feel like you're on the roller coaster, but you'll feel absolutely calm within yourself. It means that you will enjoy the ride, no matter how many waves and ripples that there is, and you'll just go, always. You'll continue to progress. It won't be fearful. You won't have any anxieties or doubts or hesitations. But in that moment, you're just resonating as source. You're becoming source, you're emulating source, and you are source once you enter that flow state. And it will never fail you, because you're kind of taking a gamble whenever you live life with emotions, with thoughts, with sense perceptions. Everything that you do, life is a gamble. So gamble on yourself. Take a chance on yourself. Take risk on yourself. Because when you never feel that flow state, you will feel as if you make decisions, but you're not seeing the consequence. Meaning that you're not seeing the failure, you're not seeing the outcome, you're not seeing just it falling apart. And I'm not saying being reckless and not think of consequences and do things just out of haywire. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the hesitation or the doubt or the resistance within yourself, but every time you make a choice, no matter what you do, the world and the universe and the divine is giving you allowance. It's giving you allowance to let go of that worry, let go of that stress, let go of that debilitating state. And it's allowing you in this moment to have that sense of purity and receptivity and have that conversation with Source. Accessing your freedom, accessing who you are, owning who you are, and entering the flow state whenever you need to do it. Entering the flow state does not mean that you won't have things come up that seem a bit challenging or hard or emotionally challenging, because I have my moments too. I'm not perfect. But that's the thing. God isn't, God is perfection, but God can be so many different things, and Source created everything. So it's funny because I used to listen to this band, Social Distortion, and the title of the album, it's one of my favorite rock albums, was Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. Isn't that somewhere where we're always between entering the flow state? We're always somewhere between our own heaven or our own hell. So choose yours wisely, because heaven is not necessarily on earth, but sometimes heaven is directly inside of your state, inside of your consciousness. This earth is very beautiful, but we tend to always throw dirt on it. So if you want to experience heaven, you have to accept heaven within yourself. And just know that every single day, and you can be aware, because I even went to the gas station, and the gas station clerk, the energy was just odd. But I was aware of it, but I didn't let it ruin my day. I saved myself down when I came home. But I didn't allow that energy that was not of me affect me, even though I was aware of it and I could sense it and I could somewhat feel it because I'm empathic. But I didn't allow that energy to infiltrate my space. So entering the flow state means that you're not being infiltrated by outside sources. It means that you continuously go along the journey and do what you need to do, and do the things because you have the ability to do it. Not what you just have to do, but you do it because you're led to do it. And you don't feel as if you're going to fail. You don't feel like you're going to fall flat on your face. You don't feel like if this relationship ends, then I'm lost and I'm never going to find love again. Because you embrace the next state of migration, the next state of elevation. Meaning that, so what if I spend a bunch of money today? If I have the thoughts and the limitations on me that I'm never going to get that money back, then I have put myself in a box. I put myself in a category. I put myself to limitation. I attracted limitation to myself. So therefore, I was spelling. So you can't think that way, but also you can't feel or project that way. And you can't have those sensations in that light. So generating different sensations, generating different personality traits, and allowing yourself to get that sense of healing and revitalization, but also a balance within your energies as you enter the flow state. So, entering the flow state is very difficult because it's a fucking gamble. Think about it. As you enter the flow state, you're taking a gamble. Are you going to keep going? I have this tussle all the time. And I've actually embraced it more and more and more here recently. Because used to, I'm like, oh, I like this flow, but this other flow state, I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. But if you just don't stop and you just kind of go with it, all will be fine. And one of the things that I just know in my heart and the grace and the wisdom, everything works itself out and everything is always okay in the end, and it always works out the way that it should be. That's one thing that I always take to my heart. And if you don't get anything from this live, if you don't achieve anything from what I just said and the thing that I just gave, because some of you are probably like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Well, that's just me being authentic. But the thing is, everything works out for you and it works out the way that you need it to, and you're going to be just fine if you have that faith within yourself. So we're going to do a meditation, but they wanted me to do work with the bell. The reason for this is because there's a lot of people on this earth who are having trouble meditating and who are having trouble tapping into their third eye. And they're also just having trouble holding their eyes and meditating within themselves. So I'm going to use this bell. I'm going to shake it a few times when we do this meditation. What this is going to do is just going to activate your senses and even help you with aura cleansing. So if you guys have bells, I would recommend getting this. So when we do the meditation, the one thing I really just want you to use in your intention is hearing the sounds and the vibrations of the bell. Not the sound of my voice, but just allow the bell to echo as you're meditating. So that's what we're going to do. Also, guys, my private specials have gotten up. So for 1 hour sessions, it's going to be $100, and 2 hour sessions will be $200 for my private sessions. And also when I go live, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do 2 lives. I do readings, healings, activations. So I will be doing those readings and stuff tonight as well. So around, the earliest will be 8 or 9, but usually it happens around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. So just in those time slots. So we're going to do a meditation and reinforce this entire message. So we're going to use this bell. Allow yourself to get grounded, allow yourself to get centered, and allow yourself to tap in. So allow yourselves to get in a grounded state. Allow yourselves to meditate the way that you need to. Allow yourselves to breathe at your own pace. And in this moment, just allow yourselves to get grounded, to get centered, to revitalize your energy centers. And also just in this moment, feel the sense of vibration, feel the sense of understanding. Feel that sense that you're being released from energy, that the aura is being cleansed, that you're just aligning to your energies of entering the flow state, meaning pushing past your comfort zone, pushing past your fears, pushing past your limitations or your expectations of outcome. So in this moment, allow yourself to just tap into your heart. Tap into the power that you are. Love yourself in this moment. And empower yourself past your motivations. Meaning that have your vibrational attitude be the attitude that speaks intentions and worlds into existence, meaning that you're the manifestation of life, that you are the miracle and the flower of life that gives life back to the light of existence. And every time that you do this, every time that you love yourself and you have so much faith in yourself and you have that conviction and that bandwidth of truth, you allow yourself to be the motherboard of creation. And that is so beautiful when you're able to be the motherboard of creation. It means that you have the projector screen and that you can put anything that you want in your life. That I want a nice car, I want a nice life, I want fulfilling relationships. I want to allow myself to tap into personality traits that are going to help me grow and manifest in my life. And just allow yourself to have freedom, to have love within yourself, to have that intention, just to give yourself some breathing room, to give yourself a mantle, and to give yourself the understanding that nothing is far away from you. Nothing can be taken away from you. Your power, your love, your faith, everything inside of your life cannot be taken away from you unless you allow it to be taken away from you. But we don't have to be pushed into a corner anymore. We don't have to feel like we're being backed into a corner anymore, because we can be ourselves in this moment. We can choose to be the love, to be the light, to be the way in every single moment. To know that we're the experience of the moment, we are the energy of the moment, and we are the intention of what's being presented, created, and exemplified. So in this moment, allow yourself to just have that continuity, to have that breath of fresh air, to have that way about yourself that makes you you. Because you're choosing to be authentic. That you're using the elementals of fire and water. Water is fluidity. Water is life. Water is oxygen. Now fire has passion, courageousness, fearlessness, excitement, without having to search for the outcome. So these elementals are coming up because we need a little bit of a blend of that. If we have too much of one thing, then sometimes our ego can kind of run away with that. But allow your ego to be purified and to think bigger, to think more for yourself. And even when you fall out of alignment, don't think that you deserve anything less. Know that you deserve more expansion, creation, release within yourself. Don't feel like you're unworthy of receiving, but feel like you're worthy. Feel like you are love. Feel like you are that tenacity within yourself. And that no matter what's going on in the world, we choose to ignore the roar. We choose to ignore it. We don't adopt it. We don't take it on. We don't give it power. The only power that we're rooted in is the fact that we're grounded, that we're stable, that we're ready to be source energy. When you're ready to be source energy, nothing can stop you. When you allow your meditative state to really be your state, nothing can stop you. when you allow everything inside of your reality to be represented by what you're manifesting, attracting, and loving within yourself, and transforming and transmuting within yourself, that means that you're the author of your life. That means you're writing the story. You wrote the script, you wrote the lines, you got the actors in place. You have your own movie set. It just has to be of your creation. That there's no bad scenes, that there's no violence, or there's no disconnect or awkward scenes either, but the scenes that you're creating within your reality, within your existence, are the scenes that you want to reinforce. And then you're placing this here, you're placing that setting there. And it's as if you're creating your own life again. That's why I said you can always place your desired reality in the past, and you can also place your desired reality in the present, and it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It just seems like whatever is more suitable for you. So just allow yourself in this moment to make this moment the most powerful, the most exciting, the most filled with ecstasy, living by your preferences, your attitude, and your love, and the conviction and faith that you have with the Creator. This allows you in this moment to be the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Just be unstoppable, be an immovable force, and when you continue the flow state, nothing can stop you. Nothing can change it. Nothing can reinforce something else or infiltrate. Be that power, and it will set you free. You are the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. And everybody take one last deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. So that was the meditation, guys. For some reason, my guides have been wanting me to use my bell. It's very good for clearing energy. It's very good for just using it. It's very good to just kind of just cling it around, and it's very powerful. I also have a video on my TikTok for cleansing. My camera was about to tip over. For cleansing, it's a video that you can use that will help you with your aura cleansing, help you with psychic protection as well. So if you guys want to check that out, I feel like it will be very helpful for you guys. Also, my private session specials have gone up. It's $100 for 1 hour and 2 hours for $200. And also, I'm going to be doing live readings tonight. Readings, healings, activations, Akashic records. So I will be going live around 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. Those are the time slots. I don't really predetermine a time because sometimes I get lost in a movie or something and I'm eating dinner too. So I want to thank you guys so much. And also just know that you can find these messages if you need to rewatch them on White Wolf the Oracle on YouTube. Just know that whatever works for you, whatever helps you resonate, and whatever I said that resonated and didn't resonate, just take what resonated and what didn't. Because then you're deciding for yourself, perceiving for yourself, thinking for yourself. And I'm just a vessel. I just always get on here twice a day to help people, to guide people, to teach them and love them, and to just get the truth of hope around the world if I can. So it's my service, it's my love, and I wanted to give a shout out to you guys, to my clients, to the people who watch my lives. You guys are really, really amazing. And I just think it's really amazing that I get to do this and that I get to really help you guys in a big way. But also, you guys are amazing to me because I receive when I'm of service to you. I receive because it gives me the sense that God is working in your guys' lives, but God is also working in my life. And we get to have that exchange here and now, and I think that's beautiful. So, thank you guys so much. God bless. I hope you were blessed by the meditation. And until next time, this is White Wolf, signing off, and so it is.